Well, welcome to another episode of the Mac and Son podcast. This is number 2. Today or tomorrow we'll be releasing 3 and 4. So
we're going to be busy.
Yeah, we've missed out on quite a few because of Christmas and New Year's and all that kind of stuff. So we're hoping to catch up quite a bit. Today's subject is going to be air travel, so that's aeroplanes, helicopters, whatever else is in the air, rockets, stuff like that. And what we're going to start with is actually a fact this time instead of questions, because you actually work with that kind of stuff.
I do. I am an aerospace engineer, so I do know quite a bit about air flight and air travel. So, I suppose we should take it in chronological order. Who was credited with the first powered flight?
Oh, what? Right, so like a commercial plane, like
No, who was...
using electricity instead of the propeller?
No, the propeller class is classed as powered flight.
Oh.
Unpowered flight is just gliding until you fall.
Like a flying squirrel.
Yes.
You know, they don't need to be falling like that. They can just make themselves like birds if they just flap the tail in a circular motion. Like, it's not that hard. They have the wings.
Yeah.
They just need to propel themselves.
Yeah, well that would be powered flight if they did that. Do you know who it is?
Christopher Columbus.
No. It was Wilbur and Orville Wright, the Wright brothers. So they supposedly achieved the first powered flight, and it only went for like 100 metres or something like that. But it was the first powered flight.
Progress.
Yep. And every aeroplane that we have today effectively started from that point.
So what's your favourite aeroplane flight make?
I quite like Lockheed Martin because I've worked on a couple of their different planes and they're quite impressive, especially the F-35 or F-35B.
I don't know it.
So that is a fighter jet. It is, I think, classed as the most advanced fighter jet in the world at the moment. Especially the F-35B, because that is the vertical takeoff. Slow takeoff, vertical landing, STOVL.
Vertical landing, like it just goes into a nosedive?
No, it gets towards the ground and then stops and hovers above the ground and then
like
just drops.
Like a helicopter?
Yeah, exactly. Because it does have a lift fan behind the cockpit where the pilot sits. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd probably say my favourite is... I quite like beluga Airbuses. I like how it's like... And they have that smile as well, like a big forehead thing, and then like a beluga whale, and then the little mouth. But
Pretty cool.
I also like Emirates planes in general. I think it just looks nice.
Okay.
Just
so you like the livery on the plane? The Emirates?
Not like in it, but like just looking at it, like at airports and stuff, it looks really nice.
Okay. So...
And I've got loads of football shirts with it on.
You have?
Emirates.
Yep, that's true.
It's great.
So Emirates still fly the Airbus A380, which is the double-decker airplane.
Is it one deck cargo, one deck passengers?
No, 2 full decks of passengers.
Oh. And then a third one for cargo?
Yeah.
Cargo or shipments?
Because
in a car it's shipments, in a ship it's cargo, But what would it be for plane? Like heli storage, and then helicopters, it's plane stuff.
It's plain no good. You've been on an Airbus A380
When?
when we went to Australia.
Were we on top or lower? Floor?
Low.
Rubbish. Whenever I'm on the bus, I always go top.
In an Airbus A380, the top deck is first class. Very, very, very expensive air tickets,
Yeah.
especially when you go into Australia.
Australia's like across the planet,
Mm-hmm.
ages away.
It took us a long time, didn't it, to get there?
Yeah. Have you ever been on a helicopter?
No, I haven't.
That surprises me.
Mm.
You've been skydiving,
Yes, that was in a small plane.
and you've been a pilot or pilot experience.
I've flown Cessnas,
Wow.
which is really, really cool. But I think personally, what was more cool was actually jumping out of the plane rather than just flying it.
Yeah.
That was. I think you'll do it one day.
Honestly, I'm not scared of much stuff, but heights is not my thing. Like, it sounds like I'm scared of stuff, but I'm literally scared of raccoons and heights.
What? Raccoons flying planes in them?
If I was in skydiving in a plane and I saw a raccoon flying, I'd be like most scared I've ever been.
Raccoons dropping out of the sky.
Yeah, so I'm guarantee you I'm never going bungee jumping because that's just I don't like bungees, jumpings.
I've not done bungee jumping, but I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't do skydiving. Well, I'd really like to go like paragliding, but again I'm not a massive heights person. Like it just looks so cool, and I know it'll like feel nice and stuff. Like whenever I'm on my bike or scooter and I'm going down steepest hill, Sausage Hill, on the steeper end of the hill it always feels so nice on my face, but it'll be the same for parachute, paragliding, skydiving, bungee jumping and stuff like that, but I just wouldn't like it.
Well, when you jump out of the plane, you fall to the floor, obviously at the ground, and you get faster and faster and faster until you hit what's called terminal velocity. And then you don't get any faster after that. Regardless of your mass and gravity's effect on that mass, you hit terminal velocity, which I think is about 120 miles an hour. The speed that you're travelling towards Earth, but it just stops at that. You don't just keep getting faster and faster.
That's faster than any of the speed limits in our country. I think the highest is 70.
Yeah, it is. So it's nearly twice as fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And the more mass, the heavier you or an object is, only determines how quickly you get to terminal velocity. So a heavier mass will get to terminal velocity a lot quicker than someone else, but someone else will always catch it up and to be going at the same speed. And that distance will then stay the same all the way down.
yeah, it's like if you're higher as well, it'll go faster, like quicker, because you drop in more, gravity's pushing more.
You've got more distance to be able to get to terminal velocity within.
Yeah. So when you get to terminal velocity, is that when you put your parachute out?
No, when you get to terminal velocity, you enjoy it for a while, because that's when you actually are sort of suspended in air, or feels like you are. The wind is still just roaring past you. You can't hear anything apart from the wind. But that's when you actually feel like you can sort of spin around and do that kind of thing. But then when you're doing that, you've only got a short period of time to enjoy the effects of terminal velocity. And that's why you look at your altimeter, your altitude clock, and then when you get to a certain altitude, that's when you pull the parachute.
So, is is parachuting like not skydiving, but dropping through the air in your parachute in general? Is that the same as gliding? Or well, I know the parachute's different than paraglider because glider's like you're actually like flying through the air.
Yeah.
Like you're having to go through air currents and stuff. But
Well,
I don't know about parachuting because like you might need to get air currents to like if something goes wrong and you go too fast or you go too slow, then you might need to find air currents to go fast.
well, technically, I think the difference between what we call parachuting and skydiving is parachuting is when your parachute is actually connected inside the aeroplane with a latch. So when you jump out, the act of you jumping out deploys the parachute straight away, and then your use the parachute to navigate to where you need to land. Skydiving, you jump out without being attached at all, and then when you're falling through the sky, skydiving, at some point you deploy your parachute yourself, and then it becomes parachuting.
So, parachuting with the latch, that's like more controlled.
Yeah, it is. And more tactical. Skydiving's for fun.
Yeah.
Parachuting is more. I mean, military use parachuting more.
Yeah, could be a job, or could be for a job.
So within the British Army, the paratroopers, they're the ones that train to hook their parachutes up, jump out, and get deployed over drop zones.
Yeah.
So we've covered airplanes. We've covered helicopters very, very briefly.
Yeah. We've covered things coming out of stuff like airplanes with like parachutes and stuff.
Yep, we haven't covered space yet, have we? Space rockets.
No, you work with space rockets as well, don't you? Aerospace.
Yeah,
Aerospace.
we do. We some parts we make are for space programs. Yeah.
Have you ever
Satellites.
worked? I only know one rocket brand, and that's SpaceX. The new one. Do you work with that?
It's
Elon Musk.
no, it's not SpaceX. I can't. I'm not actually allowed to say which ones they are, but it's not SpaceX.
Yeah.
And it's also not. What's Jeff Bezos? Is Blue
Don't know, yeah.
Horizon? Blue Origin? Can't remember. Blue Horizon, I think.
Careful. My phone's about to fall.
Do you think it'll reach terminal velocity if it does?
And he's put tiny parachute on the back of it. So I'm thinking when we were talking about the flying squirrels, about it going like up and down using currents, and the same with parachuting. Would that be like kind of what fish do, except like it's not air? Like, because think about it, they use the tails and fins to propel.
They do.
And they go up and down finding water currents.
So a good example of that is penguins. So when penguins swim through the water, their actions, physical actions, and how they sort of change the momentum of the wings and the tail is no different to flight. It's just a different force acting on that same body, but in order to steer and do what they do, it's exactly the same principles and motions as air flight.
Wow. So when you look up at the sky and the aeroplanes are creating like clouds, like what is that? Because whenever I'm in an airplane, if I'm looking like if I'm at the wing of the plane and I'm looking at the engines, it's not creating smoke or steam or gas or anything. So how come there's a big trail of cloud or something behind it?
So that's the vapor trail from an airplane, and you won't see. So it obviously by the name of it, it's not smoke, it's not steam. But you won't see it because although from the ground it looks like it's coming directly out of the airplane, the vapor trail, it's actually not. It's the effect of the thrust from the engine and the heat of the exhaust from the engine is effectively scrambling the air at that level, and also the temperature very low as well, so it creates that vapour trail, as we call it. And so I have done a lot of work with jet engines, I still do, and we're currently working on what's going to be classed as the next evolution of jet engine or jet propulsion for aviation, which is going to be basically, it's going to use half the fuel, so it's better for the environment. It's going to burn less fuel burn, that's what it's called, a lot less fuel burn. It's also going to be a lot quieter than a current conventional jet engine, and it's also effectively going to replace what we currently know and look at as being a jet engine, and they actually look very different. So that's exciting. Just technology just keeps moving all the time.
Like, do your company or companies that you've worked for, do they do stuff with the reusable rockets that they made last year, where India used one to go to like the back of the moon or something, like the moon's South Pole? Can't remember what it was either the moon or Mars, but like February, March last year, India sent a reusable rocket to space.
It did. Didn't do anything for that particular rocket, but we do have made
Reusable
components for reusable rockets. Yep.
How does it work? Because I thought rockets were reusable.
Well, we've seen the videos where they come back in, and then there's effectively secondary, so re-entry, but then there's thrusters on it, which are controlled, and there's, I think, 4 thrusters. So when it comes back down, it's almost like in takeoff but in reverse, back to what's actually a landing pad, normally in the sea. Those thrusters are constantly working to keep the pitch correct, to allow it to land safely.
Yeah, so it's like when you put a plug in an outlet, it's like comes in like that, like charges itself in like perfectly. Like you take the plug out and then you go, and then when your phone's running out of charge, you go to the outlet again and you put the plug back in and it like fits in.
No.
But I thought like the rocket comes off the pad and then it comes back in the pad.
The pad is just a flat surface for the rocket to land on.
Yeah, and
but
that's
it
like
doesn't intersect with the pad itself.
So it's like this is the pad, and then it goes, and then it goes.
So when it's coming back down, again there are thrusters, and I think there's 4 of them. I think there's 1 on each corner if you like. As it's going down, if it starts doing that, then one of these thrusters will blast to even it out again, and if it starts going that way, the other will counteract it constantly, so it lands like that.
Careful. So we've covered now aeroplanes, rockets, parachutes, and human animal air travel. So for the last minute or so, we're going to be touching up a bit more on helicopters. So have you ever made anything for helicopters?
Yeah, made lots of very important parts of helicopters at the moment. Actually, the propeller shafts that actually obviously the propellers are attached to, so they spin at an incredibly high rate, so they have to be they're classed as critical components. And we've also made exhaust for the engine on the helicopters. We used to make those as well. Quite a few actually.
Yeah.
And my dad, your granddad, was a technician on helicopters in the army, in the British Army. So he used to work on Chinook helicopters. So they're the really, really long ones with 2 sets of propellers on.
Do any like aeroplane brands make helicopters too?
They do. Airbus make helicopters. Boeing make helicopters.
I thought, because I think I've seen an aeroplane brand make a rocket before, I think. So I'm presuming they make helicopters too.
Yep. Boeing make rockets as well, and capsules. They're called their Starliner.
Yeah. If in the future, if they make aeroplanes like take off faster, I think police will be starting to use them. I know they have like jets and stuff, but that's more military than police. Police have helicopters, but that's because they're easy to take off. If planes get more quicker, then they'd probably start using them.
Well, there is an aircraft at the moment called the Osprey, which has large propellers, but the wings with propellers on actually turn vertical to take off, and then they then turn that way. So it effectively flies as a plane, but takes off and lands as a helicopter.
Yeah. So that's about it. I think we've covered a lot of air travel today. Don't mind her, she's coughing. You okay? That's just the dog, you've seen it before. If you don't mind, please support the podcast. We put a lot of work into it, like 20, half an hour, minutes a day, a week to make the podcast, and it's quite like training to just look at a camera. But if this gets more than 10 views on YouTube, then we'll keep going on and on, trying to get more views every single time.
And we're going to be talking about different subjects every time, hopefully.
Yeah, we've already got next 2 podcasts planned out, and we'll be doing them very, very soon. So, see you next podcast. Bye.
Bye.